What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Compound today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get started, my friends. Thank you all for being here. If we look at Compound, we're at about $78.50 right now, $78.50 right now. From a relative low to a relative high here in this relative downtrend that we're in, we've hit the 1414 for support. Found some immaculate support there, moved all the way up to the 886. I would say we found resistance there on a closing basis, wicked up, found resistance at the 786, and now we're back below the 100. Statistically speaking, or at least what I would expect to happen if we want to turn the beat around, right? Here we are, low to high, progressing downwards. If we want to start progressing upwards, what we need to do now is show some productivity in the Fibonacci retracement extension areas here, right? So we found a low at the 1414. What I'd like to see now is that we find a low either at the 1272 or somewhere higher. Yes, we're at $78.35, and moving down to $72.71 would not be a bad thing, so long as we hold it, so long as we get that higher low. If we were to move lower, we're looking kind of productive to the downside. That would scare me. So hopefully we don't move lower. It wouldn't scare me too much. I would very much actually think if we found support at $63 that would be it. But I don't know if we go lower. I wouldn't want to see that. Nobody wants to see their asset go lower, but it's possible. It's a possibility. If Compound went to $63, everything's probably fine. Everything is probably fine, okay? I want to make that very clear, but I'm not expecting it to go there. My expectation as of now would be that you either hold 72.7 cents or a price above that. And the price above it could be, if we take a relative low to high here, that price above could be at $76. Maybe you do go literally to $72 right there and 73 cents. Maybe you go right there at your 786. Oftentimes when you have these 786 drops, you get an immaculate pump, right? And it's the 786 based off of this range here from a high to, or a low to a high, the 786 right there. And then you have the 1272 lining up there, which would be productive because you found support on the 1414, went up, come down, find support on the 1272. That'd be nice as well. But anything between $72, essentially, the high 72 is just under 73 there, to about 76, just over 76 there. Something in that range is probably where you would likely find support, and then move higher. And I do think you move lower first. We look at the RSI, you can see you are in a downtrend. You've got lower highs, lower lows. It looks to me as if, this downtrend probably is coming to an end. You can't go below zero. That's your basis, and it's really hard to approach zero even. So if you were to stay in this trend, I really do doubt that you see a lower low than this. So my expectation would be that you probably come down and you form a higher low. If you form a higher low in the RSI, might you form a lower low in the 4 hour? That's very possible, and you could form some bearish divergence potentially with your lower low in the price and the higher low in the RSI. So again, there's nothing. If we were to move down to $63, it's not anything to be concerned about, but that's not my expectation at the moment, right? It's definitely not my expectation at the moment. We could move down to $72 to $74, somewhere in this zone, have a higher low here, and still have a higher low in the RSI. You don't need bullish divergence to confirm a bottom. You can have bullish convergence, that's fine. But essentially what I am getting at is I think we are in the search right now, on the hunt for our higher low, right? We look at the 1 hour time frame. It's abundantly clear, I think, that we're pretty bearish right now. Very bearish. The 4 hour time frame looks very bearish as well. So I think we have a little bit lower to go, but we're fast approaching the upside again, fast approaching the end of this down move. I would think that with this higher low, I would think that begins our move up to the resistance point of this range. When we break that, which would probably be around $100, when we break above $100 again, guys, it's on, and the party don't stop until we're basically at $230, $260, as high as $300 or even above there, right? And I got really nothing else to say. It's the same old stuff at that point from here, right? From a high to a low, the target area at a minimum would be 235 to 304 to the 61869 zone. I genuinely am expecting that we bypass that zone and we go right to the 786. $430 is kind of my expectation personally, my personal call, but I leave the door open to the idea that we could go up as high as 610. If we break above 430, that's great, but don't be like, oh, we broke above 430. C-Zar was expecting we'd find resistance there. Now we broke above 430. That means we're going to $2,400 overnight. No, we likely would cap it at 610. You can do a moon mission. It's possible. Anything can happen. but it's very uncommon to just tear through your golden ratio, right? This zone here, the primary target area, it's very uncommon to do that on the first attempt, right? And I'm already calling for that to happen, right? It's even more so uncommon to tear through the 618 and the 786, 886 area on the first attempt together, right? It's very uncommon. So I would expect if you don't stop here, you would stop here. And out of this zone here, personally, I'm expecting you would stop right there at 430, personally. We look at 430 on a 786 perspective, right? Delete all the squiggles here if I can. Delete the squiggles, come on. That's the 786, this line here, right? It's at the first month that we had our highs here. I'm going to actually pull it up on a weekly basis. You can see that we found resistance in this area. It's kind of in the heart of this little diamond pattern, actually. This was a diamond top, actually a very beautiful diamond top. Wow. It's like right at the heart of that, kind of the breakout point of this diamond pattern, actually, like literally right there. And then at the high here as well, that could very well be the area that we go to. And then I wonder, too, if this is the low, and I'm expecting it to be the low, if that is the low from a high to a low, lines up pretty well with the 2618 too, man. Lines up pretty well with the 2618. I love that. And that would make sense actually based on this fib, because that is such a small fib. Let's see if we can make sense out of it on a more significant fib. Okay, let's see. Because this would be, I think, would I take that high to that low? I should take that high to that low, yeah. Because that's the fib that we're on right now. And look at that. You found support on this golden ratio zone. You came down, you found support. It's beautiful, man. Very beautiful. 2272 to the T, bro. You guys, by the end of January, I think compound will genuinely be worth more than $400. That's exciting. That's very exciting. Certainly above 230, certainly at least there. But I really do think there's a case to be made for about 420, 430, 450, those areas. Beautiful. That's my personal target. If I had to end it there, I would end it there. 428 to like 440. That's my personal target for compound. By the end of this move, right, that we're in the middle of now, we're experiencing a little pullback right now, but we're in the middle of this move, right? Just like this was your overall move up, you wouldn't say that the move stopped here. It went on pause here. Sure, it stopped here, but the move didn't really stop till up here. That was the end of the move. Our proverbial move won't end until, I would think, this area, something up in this area. That's not the end of the cycle. That's just the end of the move, okay? Yes, this was the end of the move last time and the end of the cycle, but not every end of the move has to be the end of the cycle. This thing came out at the very ass end of the bull cycle. We're just getting started this time around, guys. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do want to look at one last thing before we go. I think it's always good to check up on these ribbons here. Weekly ribbon looks good. In fact, the fact that you reached for it but didn't touch it is actually kind of a nice sign. It'd be nice, man, if compound could close today up. If we could pull up enough where it brings the ribbon up, like if we were so bullish for the next 18 hours and 36 minutes to like close above $95 or more, and that yellow line, because our average, because we went up higher, it brings the average up. If this was the low now, it didn't bounce off of the yellow line, but because it went up so high, the yellow line then comes up to it, and it does look like it bounces. Wouldn't that be cool? Right, it's like the same thing over here. If you look at this, the same kind of perspective. When this wick was all the way down at the bottom of this wick, it was not touching this yellow line. It definitely wasn't. But then as it came up higher where it closed, it brought that yellow line up, because the yellow line right now, it's moving. It's consistently moving. You can't really see it. It says 64.33 right now at $78.35. It'll change. It'll change every time the price changes, right? All of these lines change, especially the yellow one, because it's got the lowest EMA, so it's the easiest to move. But I'm going off on a whole different tangent there. I just think this looks good. That's all I'm trying to say. It wouldn't be crazy if we went a little bit lower. With this being said, we could go to like 64, 63 bucks to be completely fair. The monthly ribbon, we are definitely bleeding into it. This to me, it's obviously postured to the downside, but you found resistance on it here. You bled into a little bit here, and you've gotten deeper into it now. This rapid continual assault of the ribbon tells me that we will burst through it, and this is actually a really bullish look as well. So I got nothing else to say, guys. Daily ribbons contracting looks bullish. Compound looks bullish as hell. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. Bye.